AT for laughing about a pretend allergy? Parents gave up wanting responsibilities for Thanksgiving meal about 5 years ago. My house is big enough to host and I enjoy cooking. So for the past 3 years, the duties have fallen to me. I make the turkey, the stuffing, mashed potatoes, and gravy, and rolls. Others bring sides and things like chips and drinks. This year, my brother and his wife came into town early and stayed over. Thanksgiving, mid-morning, my sister-in-law wanders into the kitchen while I'm making stuffing. She sees my pile of breadcrumbs and says celery, zay, onion, hind sausage in a bowl, and me sauteing mushrooms. She says, "What are those for?" I told her they were for the stuffing. She put her hands on her hips and said, freaking out, "You can't put mushrooms in the stuffing. I'm allergic." I was stupefied. I said, "When did this happen?" And she just looked at me like I was an idiot, so I said, "When did you discover you're allergic to mushrooms?" She scoffed and said, "I've always been allergic." Now the thing is, when I make my stuffing, I like things to be well incorporated, and I always chop the mushrooms small after I saute them. So they're not actually apparent in the mix as mushrooms among the other ingredients. I burst out in a laugh and said, "Well, that's interesting because you weren't allergic last year, and you weren't allergic the year before." She asked me what I meant, and I told her I'd been making stuffing like this every year she's eaten it, and furthermore, she's raved over it and had zero allergic reaction. So maybe she's not allergic. Maybe she just thinks she doesn't like mushrooms. She got pissed and went to my brother to tell him, and she told him she wanted to leave, but he wanted to stay. So she spent the entire rest of the day shooting daggers at me with her eyes. They were supposed to stay through the weekend, but they left Thanksgiving night. I confided in my mom and my sister yesterday, and they kind of chuckled and said, "It's not my fault." But my brother texted me this morning that I could have just not used the mushrooms, and that I made his wife feel stupid for no reason. I maintain I didn't make her feel anything. Eta